아니, 지금 실종신고 한지 2달 됐는데 이게 뭐 그게 안 됐잖아요, 아저씨.
Salvar. Deeply engrossing right from the top, where we're dropped right into the thick of his struggle. And I think that is such an excellent and brave choice as a filmmaker. I love the cinematic choice of the close ups of him, where we can very palpably feel his stress and hopelessness, to the element of distance that was created as he walks away or we're diverted to something else. It just creates this feeling of him being hunted, of him being watched, and this ominous feeling that escalates quite intensely. Great thriller due to the tension, this unsurety of the looming threats, a grittiness in the lesson of the consequences we make. I think there were so many unexpected twists and turns that all felt justified and I believe were committed to in the fullest. I thought this was sleek and excellently executed.
I just finished watching Salvar. This had such a cool opening. I think that the entire film was really exceedingly well done. Thank you so much for the subtitles. I'm always appreciative when they put subtitles in a film. I think that that's smart. I got a little bit confused when he got to the shrine, you know, where all of a sudden it was like the blood, and then he got in the shrine and the guy locked him in to the room. So I was a little bit confused there, but I think the cinematography on this was so incredibly well done. The camera angles were really cool, and I think that it was brilliantly acted. The actors did an amazing, amazing job. So yeah, really, I liked it. Really good film.
Salvar. This film was very dark and mysterious with very dramatic characters. The woman who played the Grandmother Shin, the seer, was excellent in her role. And there's a very strong scene with the boy and his mother in a dream vision, and he receives a warning. That was a nice way to reveal that moment. The twist at the end is very exciting and really frightening, horrifying, in fact, for a drama. And the lead character, you feel you're cheering him on to escape these villains and get out of that building as soon as he can before it's too late. Really well done.
His mother is missing and he has a debt that's ready to be collected. He's on his last lead. On the doorsteps, this gentleman heeds a warning, for she's going to see right through him. And she reads him. He's not finding his mother for the right reasons, not for the sake of caring, but for he can no longer carry the burden of carrying this debt. The grandmother Shin asks how she can help this gentleman. She can feel his pain gutting her stomach, knowing death lies ahead of him. Demons lie within him. This definitely has a man versus God element to the story. They must perform a salvar, which means an exorcism, in order to be seen, aka seek salvation. Do you believe in God? This instills fear in the belief. The scene where we flash back to this twisted memory, I presume to be with his mother, it's quite eerie to see with blood in her mouth as she speaks how he shouldn't believe in himself, for he is a man after all. This scene, in a subtle way, points out to how women are the superiority, and he cherishes this bracelet and it holds significance to him in some shape or form. This quickly turns into a religious, manipulative, intent, organ trafficking type of story. It's a play on fear, it's a play on death, it's a play on the religious afterlife. The escape ending is quite abrupt, even though it does allude to our protagonist's desire to find a will to live and escape despite his difficult journey that he's been on.
Hey, I'm commenting on the short film Salvar. I thought that this was really cool. It's just like a fascinating descent into this world that I'm totally unfamiliar with, and I was just along for the ride the entire time. I think that the horror and the supernatural elements that you've sort of introduced to this are really interesting and are working, and I like that they mostly, feel sort of in that in between space of, being real or not real. I think that that's all working tonally really nicely. Um, I I love where we end up. I think that it's great that your main character is able to sort of, triumph in a way over this, this evil. And I yeah, just really enjoyed the story. There were a few points where I was confused along the way, but none of it really held me back or kept me from investing in it. And I also think you just did a really nice job of putting it together. It's well shot, well cut. The sound design is good. It's technically it's working really well too. So really nice job on this. Very well done.
Salvar, interesting film. I like the idea of the main character going and to look for his mom, although he doesn't know if he's actually looking for his mom because he's missing her because he loves his mom, or just because of the money. And that's what happened during the movie. When he goes during his trip, he finds this woman there. He reminds him that maybe he's not actually looking for his mom because he loves her, but because he wants the money. I love the psychedelic style of the movie, and this trip that from start to finish, the main character ends up in a unpredictable trip until the very end, where we have this ritual that was very well performed. The actors were great, and I felt involved since the very first second of the movie until the end. It was absolutely an amazing and psychedelic trip until the end. Really enjoyed the movie, and above all, a special note for the color grading was absolutely fantastic color grading. Great film, congratulations.
So I just finished watching Salvar. I really enjoyed this film. I had a great time watching it. I thought it was just really well done. This film is really cinematic. The framing of the shots, the quality of the performances, the crisp, clean sound design all really lend themselves to some excellent production value in this film. I thought in terms of genre and horror, it was really effective. It's definitely very creepy, spooky, captures a really nice tone. I would say the acting and the music and the meticulous use of montage are the main things that really do a good job of selling the horror in this film. Overall, I just thought this was a really well-made piece. It's an intense film, and I thought the filmmakers did a really good job.